talk about a new game that I played this week. For the first time, I played a game called Masks.
Masks.
So I've been playing I'm in a weekly gaming group with Alakar and Steph and Usher and a few other and Amy, just a few great Dangerlings where we get together and we play games. We have been playing The Curse of Strahd, but recently we've been sort of saying, oh, should we try playing some other stuff? Maybe try branching out a little bit. So we tried and finding games that we can play when we don't have everyone there, because I can tell you, Curse of Strahd will murder you if you do not have your full party with you.
Yes.
So we had a go at a game called Masks, which is a superhero RPG. And you and I have got some experience of playing superhero RPGs.
We do.
The past. So we played in the past a game called Blood of Heroes, which is quite an old game. It's a spin-off of the official Batman RPG.
Was it?
Yeah, that's the original version, and then Blood of Heroes was like the non-licensed version. Like they took the rule set after the Batman license expired and made this. I can tell you, it is not a very good game, Blood of Heroes.
No. Well,
we had a lot of fun playing it because we were just hanging out and having beers and having a laugh.
But I think
mechanically,
it's a pretty broken, and I think the whole nature of superhero RPGs, it sounds great, but it's actually extremely difficult to pull off. Because by your very nature of being a superhero, you're already level 20. So all the adventures have to be kind of written for level 20 characters. So you're already hitting that glass ceiling. It's interesting. It's interesting. Candice is interested though. Her interest is piqued. And apologies for the two robots just popped up. They're gone. Yes.
Excellent work.
So we're talking superhero games.
We're talking superhero games. We're talking Masks in this case.
Masks.
Now, what Masks is that makes it interesting is Masks is a game about teenage superheroes. So in this, you're not playing Superman and Batman. You are maybe playing Robin, and you're playing the Teen Titans. So you're the teen, either sidekicks or you're just young heroes trying to find your way in this world where superheroes exist. And it is far more built around how your character feels and thinks than kind of necessarily what their powers are. They have powers, certainly, and it has kind of a class system. So you'll pick from sort of archetypes, and it's like maybe you are the sidekick, maybe you're the doomed character who has some cosmic doom approaching, maybe you're I think I'm the transformed was my character. So it's someone like the Hulk or something like that, someone who's been turned into a monster. But whatever you pick, your character's traits are everything you get is about that. So kind of like if you're the Nova, your powers are very powerful, but everything is built around the fact that one day you will lose control of those powers and things will go wrong. If you're the transformed, everything is about your relationship with how people see you. Mm-hmm. And your stats are influenced by other characters, like literally influenced by other characters. So your abilities are based on how people perceive you. Like my transformed character thinks of himself as very fearsome. He thinks other people find him grotesque and terrifying, which means that his abilities in powers that are to do with terrifying people and letting rip with the beast are much higher. And then if you meet somebody and they tell you that they successfully influence you, they can change your stats, so they can effectively make you less human. They can make you less good at empathizing with people and more at and better at frightening people, per se, or the other way around. They can also apply sort of emotional states to you, which are like conditions in this, so they can make you angry or feeling hopeless, and those will modify your die rolls as well. It's a very, Alakar's saying, it's a very introspective game. It's much more about, like, it's a game about being teenagers more than it is a game about being superheroes. It just happens that in the course of it, you also throw cars at each other, at enemies and things like that.
Yeah.
it's very neat. I like the very light touch way that the GM is involved in it. It does have a GM, but the GM is much more of a director. The GM kind of helps guide and shape the narrative of the scenes based on what you're rolling. And everything's done in much broader strokes. There's a really nice thing to it with the power, with a lot of the abilities, especially the powers, where there's kind of a spectrum of what you can roll. A little bit like in Pathfinder, how you've got grades of success, and you sort of have it in this, but they're not necessarily always good. So if you succeed too well, you can end up going out the other side of it. So you can have, like, an example is one thing I tried to, because my guy is a skateboarding Triceratops, of course. So I tried to transform into a Triceratops and terrify all the enemies and roar at them and make them run away. And I rolled and completely critted it and like rolled the maximum you could get on it. And you look on the chart and it goes through the success, and the success is like you scare them, but you also scare other people you didn't intend to explain how that happens. So then you're like, oh, okay, nice. Well, they all run away, but there's a news copter that is flying above, and they catch me on camera just as I'm doing it, and now it's on the evening news, this terrifying monster in the park, and how are we going to deal with that? And it's great because it just encourages you to just roll with stuff, and it makes you really delighted when bad stuff happens, because you realize that it's not like you don't just have a hit point total, and when bad stuff happens, maybe you fall over and you don't get to play anymore. Like, when bad stuff happens, more story happens. And so everyone just gets really into it, and really into kind of narrating the terrible stuff that's going on, without kind of being like, oh no, we're all going to die. That's the end of the campaign. Yeah, I'm really early days with it, but I really like it. I think it's a really, really cute system. I think we could have a lot of fun with that.
Nice. Well, there we go. Sort of, masks as a system. That's really encouraging. And just the whole sort of prospect of teen superheroes, just it chills your blood, doesn't it, really? Because actually, things like Teen Titans, of course, everything puts a very nice wash, and they're all lovely, well adjusted, or a little bit antsy, but nothing too bad. You can actually imagine real teenagers with superpowers, like it'd be horrific. We'd have all been horrific superheroes. We wouldn't have been superheroes, we'd all been supervillains. So there we go, Masks, check it out. Now I'm aware that
throws it towards the plant.
Immediately, some of the plants kind of move back from it as if they're frightened.
It's food! Yum yum! Eat!
One of the tendrils picks up the meat and kind of holds it, and then just looks back to you and goes, yum yum!
Yay!
Can we see any of this?
Yeah, you're all watching this unfold.
Fulton, are you making sure they've got a taste for humanoid flesh?
I do the thing he does in Jurassic World, where Chris Pratt just puts his hand out towards Karagor and is like, don't worry, I've got this!
Nunai moves Etendran back into the kind of the grove, and there's a snap sort of sound, and it comes back out with like a tender long stem. Yum, yum!
I buy into it.
We're in the desert, it's peyote, that's it. Yeah. Last 5 episodes worth of hallucinations.
Imagine that we're like within touching distance of starting the slithering, and we begin a 5 episode truck.